Ty, there's a lot of people claiming around the internet that they called this and they said this, but literally yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, Ty, you go, what Penn State's going to end up doing is they're going to hire Matt Campbell, and there's going to be...
Ty said that?
Ty said that, but I think a lot of people have said it, so I don't want to... Ty doesn't want to grandstand as if he's the only human that has said it, because in this world we know that other people have said it, but Ty, you did kind of get to a point where it was like, Matt Campbell feels like a winner. He feels like a winning hire for Penn State, Ty. Is that not kind of your thought about it all?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, just assume that I was saying that because I'm an Iowa guy, and it's like, oh, hey, I want Iowa State. He's such a good coach, get him out of there. And while he is a great coach, I think it gets to a point now where you look at everyone else that's available or who they've went after and who said no and who's signed extensions elsewhere. This isn't a shot at Iowa State. I think Matt Campbell would maybe, when he's by himself, admit, I think he's taken Iowa State to the zenith of, what they can be. Yeah. He's already made that, that they are more successful now than they have been in the last 100 years. He's an unbelievable coach, and I'd be very interested to see what he could do going to a place like Penn State where he has unbelievable resources and the ability to build a roster that he just simply is not going to be able to build at Iowa State. Now, part of it, if he stays in Ames, he is already their most successful coach of all time. He's a god there. They'll build a statue, but at a certain point, it's like, hey, I know how good of a coach I am. I think I've kind of taken this program to new heights. A new challenge might be on the horizon, and obviously he's super competitive. He probably feels like he could be the guy to go into Penn State and turn this thing around and get them going back to where they want to be.
Ty, I was under the assumption that he was almost untouchable at this point. And I know Penn State can pay whatever that is they need to pay if this ends up happening, but I kind of thought, maybe 5 years ago when he built Iowa State up, I thought that maybe somebody's going to come in and swoop him up, but I thought Iowa State's done a pretty good job of making pretty clear, hey, the buyout is ridiculous. No one can come in here and he's our guy. So if this happens, that would be a major effort by Penn State to make this happen.
Well, that goes to the next point. AJ, obviously we've been covering the Penn State coaching hiring story. They're the first coach to be let go, first job that was kind of opened up or whatever, and then still the last job to have a hired coach. Signing day has come and went. Chris Henry has committed to a place, rethought, and then recommitted to a place, none of them being Penn State. Also, a lot of places saying, why would you ever go to Penn State? They don't even have a coach. So they've missed quite an important period here in this entirety. But it feels like they've taken a swing on a lot of different coaches. And then now we got leaked audio coming out from there. It's like all hell is broken loose in this entire Penn State coaching cycle. Matt Campbell, I think, just like I think Dayball would be able to get a positive pop from the donors that you would have to get.
Oh, yeah.
I think Matt Campbell could be a positive pop. And also his recruits, right, could hop in the transfer portal before they even go there. We saw it with Songapolatelli.
But such a different type of recruit.
And they don't have any recruits.
If you can get a few but obviously he's going to go from in this have and have not world. He's done so much at Ames, Iowa, where he's had to kind of develop, get this guy he's a tight end. We're going to turn him into a tackle, just like Iowa does. And now you're going to Penn State, where here's our NIL. Very competitive. Our goal is Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon. We're shooting for the stars. So he goes from being we're going to be tougher than them, we're going to be gritty, and now he's going to have ridiculous talent. I'm with Ty. It's going to be fun to see. Again, I don't know if he's going to take
What
it.
other options, though, Kurt?
There.
Sorry, what other options do they have other than Dayball and who else are they looking at, you think?
I have no idea.
Kurt Herbstreit.
Yeah, Kurt, you can do it.
Yeah, there are. Well, you'd be my defensive coordinator. Let's go do it.
Okay, I'm in. Yeah, you get the gig. I'm in. Oh, yeah, I got to do it from Ohio, though. I'm not leaving. But yeah.
Oh, exactly. You're a Zoom.
I'm gonna have to Zoom, and the boys got to really pay attention close. But yeah.
COVID.
Well, he's got his young family there. Yeah, he can't leave them.
Yeah, but all those his kids could easily become Penn State people and not be Ohio State.
There's
people,
nothing easy
right?
about that.
No chance.
What do you mean?
I have a lot of respect for them, but no, we're not flipping. We know who we are. You see the double. I got double gear on today.
Yeah, he had to, big time. Is that Roosters? Is that a Rooster?
Yeah, oh yeah, it's Roosters, Ohio State situation. You know it.
I love Roosters, man.
Who doesn't love Roosters?
Roosters have been very good to us. I would like to say that. Roosters has been very good to us. So we are very, very grateful for Roosters. And if you're ever in the Ohio area or anywhere else those Rooster franchises are, why don't you stop by and try their meat? They got delightful fried chicken, and they got delightful sauces there at Roosters. Now, on that note, people are going to be eating them with sorrow after the Indiana Hoosiers beat that ass. Come on. I can't wait for that game. I'm excited for it. That building should be absolutely insane. Big news coming out of the Big Ten. Matt Campbell and Penn State are working toward a deal for him to be the next head coach. There's multiple steps need to finalize. Pete Thamel says there's a lot of shit to get figured out here, but including agreeing to terms and formal approval of compensation. So they have. Okay, so Campbell and Penn State are going to get a deal done, is what you're saying. Have you agreed to terms? Absolutely not. Do you know how long it's going to be? Nope. Do you know what type of setup it's going to have? Absolutely not. But we're going to do this. Yes, we're going to do this. Congrats to Penn State. And congrats.
Hope that happens.
It's a good hire.
Nothing against Iowa State, but
it's a good hire.
I'd love to see Matt Campbell at State College.
The only hire that I think would have been great. I think it's a great hire for Penn State at this stage of the game. Legitimately.
If they close the deal on that would be as good a hire in this very volatile coaching carousel. That would be as good a hire that I think's been made.
I wish I was a microphone in a room with Pat Kraft if he gets this deal done.
Matt Campbell, I guess Pete Thamel is saying that they're in they're in talks. And most likely he's going to be the next Penn State coach.
Final stages.
If they figure all the minutia out. I guess.
Listen to this, though. Hold on, though, AJ. Yeah. Hold on, AJ. I would like to tell Coach Saban this. This is what was reported. They're working towards a deal. There's multiple steps that haven't been finalized yet, like the terms or the compensation or anything like that. Never read anything like this before. But basically just he's going to be the head coach. Sorry, AJ. Just so you know where we're at right now. They don't know the money. They have no idea the terms, but they both have kind of said to each other, we're going to do this. Go ahead, AJ. I'm sorry, brother.
Yeah, Coach, I'm glad we give Coach the context of it. Like, what would you say as a coach going from a team like Iowa State, obviously, where you win 8, 9, 10 games a year, people are happy, but Penn State, it's like, okay, how quick is he going to win a national championship, or how he needs to get there in the first couple of years? What's it like as a coach, I guess, when you finally take that step to where you're at a place like that to where, hey, we have to win every game?
Well, but I think that, creating that expectation is actually, not favorable to being able to do it, because every time you have a misstep, everybody gets negative on where the program is and what the program can accomplish. And I think the most important thing is to have your administration, your fan base, and everybody stay positive in what you're trying to accomplish and what your goal is. All right, so these places that have, to me, a little bit of unrealistic expectations that we're going to win the national championship. Only one team wins a national championship, and there's a lot of competition out there. There's only 12 teams that get in the playoffs, and really only 10 of them, because 2 of them may not even be ranked high enough to deserve to get in, but in the system they get in.
Okay.
So anyway,
you've stated
so
your
there's
claim.
the top 10 teams that get in the playoffs. And then you got to win in the playoffs against really good teams, and you got to stay healthy, and you got to have a quarterback, and you can't lose the wrong guys at the wrong place at the wrong time. I mean, there's all kinds of factors that go into whether you can finish the season the way you want. So to make that sort of the goal, which is an outcome, we got to win the championship or we're going to get rid of the coach, to me is totally wrong, and they'll have a hard time doing it if that's the approach that they take. Look, Matt Campbell did a great job at Iowa State because he won more there than most. So that tells you what the potential of the place is and what he was able to accomplish. I'm sure he'll be able to do the same thing at Penn State. But how many times has Penn State won the national championship since we had playoffs and since we had BCS games and all that? I mean, refresh my memory on that.
Yeah,
so why is that their standard of excellence?
Well, because they have a lot of money.
Good question.
And they won back in the day.
So let's go back to that statement about everything's not been decided. It's not just how much compensation the coach is getting. It's how much money they got to pay the players.